Hello and welcome to Life at Home. I'm Abby and today we have a 30-minute hip opening sequence. So today's class is an awesome opportunity to tap into that mind-body connection with a special focus on opening our hips and strengthening those muscles, tendons, and ligaments that help our hips move. So go ahead, hop on your mat, and let's get started. All right, we're gonna start in tabletop. So bringing the wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Finding a nice neutral spine here, chin slightly tucked. Big breath in, now breathe it out. And we'll begin to flow through just a few cat-cows here to warm up the spine. Inhale, dropping the belly towards the mat. Exhale, pushing the mat away, puffing up through the shoulders. Taking any organic movement here that you might need to warm up the spine, the side body. And we'll meet back in a neutral tabletop. Finding some hip circles here. So opening up the knee into a little fire hydrant position. We'll send the heel up and back, and then back down to the earth. Inhale up. We'll do 3 big circles in each direction. Switching directions. Heel comes up towards the earth. Open up. Really articulating each movement here. Sides when you're complete. Left knee lifts. Send the heel up and back. You might even feel a nice little stretch in the inner thigh here. Switching directions. Heel comes up. Open up. Activating the glutes a little bit here as well. And coming back to that neutral tabletop, we'll extend the right leg back, shifting over to the right side of the mat. Left toes come down, coming into this little modified side plank with the leg lifted. You can stay here or begin to bend that right leg and reach back for the top of the foot, pressing the foot into the hand, opening up through the heart a little bit here. Exhale, release. Come back to center. Switch it out. Left leg extends behind you. Swivel on over to the left side. Left arm extends. Reach back for the left foot. Press the foot into the hands, opening up through the heart. Exhale, release. Come down. From here, we'll tuck the toes and the hips back. Downward facing dog. Pedaling out your dog here, bending one knee and then the other. From here, we'll begin to take a slow walk to the top of the mat, taking as many steps as you can, meeting in a forward fold, heel toeing the feet almost as wide as the mat here, finding a nice generous bend in the knees, and then coming into whatever bind would feel good. So maybe grabbing opposite elbows. You can even find a shoulder rinse, interlacing the fingers behind the back. Maybe swaying back and forth, feeling that release in the back of the legs. Releasing the bind. Bringing the hands down to the earth, we'll begin to slowly sink the hips down, coming into Malasana squat. Bringing the hands to heart center, using the elbows to press open the knees, rocking back and forth here. Might be even closing the eyes, setting an intention for our practice. Slowly release here. We're just going to come down into a little seat, extending the legs out long, giving them a little shake. We're going to squeeze the right knee into the chest and then send it on over for a little twist. Inhale, left arm comes up, hook it over, finding a little twisted seat. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Coming back to center. We're going to reach up to cradle the leg, bringing it close to the body, and then we'll begin to slowly kind of rock back and forth here, feeling that stretch in the hip. You can kind of control the intensity with how much you bring the leg into the chest. And then we're going to slowly place the ankle back down on top of the thigh. If this is too much, you can bring a block under to support you a little bit more, or maybe even on the other side of the foot, so the ankle isn't resting too much on the leg. We'll inhale, find length here, and then exhale, slowly begin to fold forward. This is a pretty intense hip opening stretch, so you might not get as far as you usually do in a typical forward fold, and that's totally okay. One more big breath here. Slowly coming up, removing the block. We're going to find whale tail legs here. So sending that right leg all the way over and then tucking the left leg under. Bringing the heels as close to the booty as you can. Again, inhaling the arms up and exhale, folding over.
People watching.
Bringing the forehead down towards the earth. You want the sits bones to stay grounded into the mat.
Watching, and all it seems to bring me.
Slowly walking the hands back up towards the body. We'll release and switch sides. So this time, the left leg comes up, right arm reaches up, hook it over, find that nice little twist. Lengthening up on the inhale, twisting on the exhale. Slowly coming back to center, bringing that block up underneath. We'll reach to cradle the leg. Nice tall spine here, and then we'll begin to rock. You may notice here that this feels very different than the other side. It definitely does for me. Maybe you're more open or a little tighter. Just giving yourself grace there, knowing that our hips are never going to be even. Slowly bringing the ankle down on top of the thigh, using any props that you need. Inhale the arms up, exhale, fold. I almost named this class hips and hamstrings because we do a lot of hamstring stretches.
Down in the dumps till I turn
I think those two oftentimes go hand in hand.
What they think. You and I'll be people.
One more big breath here.
Watching.
Slowly roll up. We'll find those whale tail legs. Bending both knees. Inhale the arms up. Keeping those sits bones planted on the mat. Reaching as far forward as you can and then almost pressing the mat away, puffing up through the shoulders. Kind of helps root you back down. And slowly releasing. We're going to meet in downward facing dog, so however you'd like to get there. Pedaling out here. We'll inhale the right leg up 3 points. Bend the knee, open the hip. Maybe finding some ankle circles here, or maybe even some bigger hip circles. Really lubricating the hip here as we prepare for pigeon. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, carve a line down through the center of the mat, bringing the knee behind the wrist. Inhale, finding length here. You want the top of the left foot to be flush with the mat, so maybe peeking back, making sure that's the case for you. And then we'll begin to slowly come down. Maybe you come down to a block here. We typically do pigeon at the end of class. So you might feel a little tighter than you usually do when you do pigeon, since we're not as warmed up as usual. Coming as far down as feels good with keeping your correct form. We'll be here for one more big breath. Beginning to walk the hands back up. We'll sink into that right hip. Send the left leg up and around. Swing it around. Reaching for the outer blade of the left foot. We're going to press the foot into the hand, coming into a little reverse big toe hold. So you can stay here, or maybe you extend the left arm back behind you. If this is not accessible for you, you're welcome to plant the foot down on the earth and come into another little seated twist like we did earlier. Breathing here. We'll reach the left arm up and over, and then switching sides. So now the left hand is holding the foot. Right arm reaches back, maybe the gaze follows. Slowly coming back to center. We'll plant the foot down on the earth. This is kind of a funky transition, so peek at me if you need to. Planting the left foot down on the earth, we're going to come up into standing splits. So option for blocks here under the hands. Left foot is on the mat. Right foot reaches up. Bringing the chest down towards the leg. And then really playing with hip mobility here. We're going to bring the left hand underneath the left shoulder. It can stay on the block. And we're going to open up for half moon. So you'll notice there that we came from a neutral hip in standing splits and opened up mid-balancing posture into half moon. One more big breath here. Slowly, controlled, coming down, meeting an extended side angle. So that left hand can stay on the block. Right arm reaches up. And then we'll slowly bring both hands on the inside of the left foot, coming into lizard. Again, here, a block can be helpful. Bringing the earth up to you, proud chest. You can stay here, or maybe you open up onto the outer blade of that left foot. Option to come down to the elbows. Rocking back and forth here. Breathing, coming back to your intention. Closing the eyes and just noticing how this posture feels in the body. Tapping into that mind-body connection. Bringing the mind to the muscle. We'll slowly come back up to the hands. Tuck the toe under, meeting in plank. Option here to flow through a vinyasa, or you can just meet us in downward dog. Pedaling out the feet. We're going to find that same sequence on the left. So inhale, left leg up, 3-point. Bend the knee, open the hip. Find whatever movement you did on the other side. Some ankle or hip circles. Really just lubricating that joint as we prepare for pigeon. Inhale, re-extend. Carving a line down through the center of the mat. Knee comes behind the wrist. Peeking back, making sure that the top of the right foot is flush with the earth. Proud chest here. And exhale, begin to sink down. Again, here you might feel a lot of things. A nice stretch in the left inner thigh. Nice opening in the hip. If you want a little more sensation, you can flex that left foot a little more dramatically and then slowly begin to lean over to the right. Pigeon is hard for you or just doesn't feel good, you can always come into figure 4 on your back. Same stretch, just different posture. One more big breath here in pigeon. Slowly walking the hands back up towards the body. We'll sink into that left hip. Send the right leg up and around. Coming into that reverse big toe hold. So reaching for the outer blade of the right foot with the left hand. Pressing the foot into the hand. Straightening out as much as you can. If this is as much as you can do, totally fine. Maybe you come into that twisted seat. Whatever feels best for you. Right arm extends back behind you. Maybe the gaze follows. We'll reach the right arm up and over. Switch it out. Left arm extends back behind you. slowly coming up, switching hands, pressing the right foot down onto the earth, coming into our standing splits. So even this here, I want to pause here for a second. Even this transition here, this is why it's so important to have open hips, because if you don't, this can be a really hard transition. So if it's hard for you, maybe you grab some blocks, pressing into that right foot, extending the left leg up, keeping a slight micro bend in that right knee. Chest falls down. Keeping a block underneath that right hand, we'll open up into half moon. Flexing the left toes towards the left side of the mat. Finding a spot to focus your gaze.
Hang on, sister, coming down the road again.
One more big breath here. Nice job. And then we'll slowly come down into that extended side angle. Adjust your hand positioning as needed. Inhale, left arm reaches up.
Ain't got much time, but I do it all again.
And then we'll reach that left arm up and over, coming into lizard.
I still think about you.
So bringing both hands to the inside of the right foot.
Does it make it easier for me? Compartmentalize
Maybe coming down onto the elbows, rolling onto the outer blade of that foot.
for you.
Taking note on how this side might feel different than the last.
Slingshot breaking the colored glass.
And then just remembering that for when you're practicing on your own, maybe you spend a little bit more time on one side. Give it a little bit more love and attention.
I keep reaching for it, for a line, a thread.
One more big breath here in lizard. Coming up onto the hands, rolling back on to the foot, meeting in plank. We're gonna meet in downward dog, so your journey there. Inhaling the right leg up, bending the knee, opening the hip.
It's coming back. But who would blame me if I wait for it?
Re-extend, send the right foot in between the hands. We're gonna come up for grounded warrior 3. So blocks are a great option here. Bringing the blocks underneath the shoulders. We're gonna press up. Left leg extends behind us. So this is different than where we were in our last sequence in standing splits. Standing splits, we open up the hip a little bit and bring the chest down. In warrior 3, we want the hips to be neutral here. Left toes pointing down towards the earth. Little balance challenge here. We're gonna bring the hands to heart center and come up through stork. So bringing the knee in line with the hip. Pausing here just for a beat. And then we're gonna bring the ankle on top of the thigh, kind of like we did in our warm-up, but this time we're standing. And we're gonna slowly begin to sit into this figure 4 posture. Feeling that nice, juicy hip opening stretch on the left side. Maybe you bring the chest forward a little bit. And then we'll slowly begin to come up through stork, reaching with the right hand for the outer blade of that left foot. So we're doing a lot of the things in this sequence that we did seated in the last. So beginning to press the foot into the hand and opening up. Option to grab onto the knee here, extending the leg as much as you can. Slowly coming back through stork, embracing the shakes. We'll send the left leg back, coming down, back to the earth. We'll flow through a vinyasa here as we prepare for our last side. Inhale, left leg 3-point. Bend the knee, open the hip. Re-extend, step it through in between the hands. Reach for your blocks if you want them. Coming into that grounded warrior 3, so pressing into the left foot. Right toes are dialed down towards the earth. Feeling that nice stretch in the hamstring. Big breath here, bringing the hands to heart center. We'll slowly come up through stork. Finding our point of focus, our drishti. Bringing the ankle on top of the thigh, sinking down for that figure 4 stretch. Breathing here. Inhale, coming back up. Reaching for the outer blade of that right foot. Pressing the foot into the hand. Extending out. Finding a new drishti on the side of the mat. A lot of times that's where people lose their balance. It's when you're shifting your gaze, but just focusing on the first thing your eyes land on. Slowly releasing, coming back up through stork. Send the right leg back, coming down. We'll flow through our last vinyasa. She is sweeter than the summer. Meeting in child's pose. Never lets me slide. Bringing the knees as wide as the mat. Forehead comes down to the earth. Breathing here. You're gonna meet her soon. Oh, she give me good feeling. Reconnecting to your intention, what brought you here today. Honoring yourself for showing up, for moving your body, for opening your hips and your heart. Begin to walk the hands up towards the body, bringing the legs out long in front of us. Bringing both knees into the chest, rolling onto our backs. We're gonna find happy baby. So your options here, you can grab the outer blades of both feet, or maybe you extend the left leg and just do one at a time, coming into half happy baby. A little bit of a different stretch when we focus unilaterally. Bringing that knee into the armpit. Switching sides. And then maybe reaching for both feet. Bringing the soles of the feet together. We're going to come into reclined bound angle. Bringing the knees to the outer edges of the mat. Really opening up. Maybe bringing one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly here. If this is too much, you can always bring blocks underneath the knees. If you ever want a more chill sequence, something you can do is when you're watching TV or reading, whatever you're doing, you can come into this reclined bound angle pose. More of a restorative, passive way to open up through the hips, let gravity do its thing. I encourage you to stay here for as long as you need. You can just tune me out. If you'd like to move on with the rest of your day, you can close the knees like a book. Squeeze the knees into the chest, rolling up, meeting me in a seated position at the top of the mat. We'll inhale the arms up, gathering in all of the good energy that we built together and sealing it down through heart center. Thank you guys for practicing with me. I'll see you next time.